Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all to the first contest of the day, and it's supposed to happen at the Deccan FC football ground. It's between Christ University, who will be on your right in green, and St. Joseph's College on left in orange. Please stand up, everyone, as we are going to have the national anthem, or rather, would request you all to stand up for the national anthem. And now, all the players are getting ready for this grand encounter. This is going to find the first finalist of the college section, where we have Christ University in green, whereas St. Joseph's College will be in orange. A very good morning, everyone. These are two incredibly talented teams, an incredible pool of talent who are all set ahead of us. We'll quickly have a toss, the officials waiting for the two captains to arrive. And here are the two captains. We have Leonard Cyril for St. Joseph College. Bit of an explanation being given out between both sides. And we have Navdeep Biju for Christ University. This is the Deccan FC football ground. The green pastures, the verdant pastures of Deccan FC football ground, playing host to such an incredible encounter. The first semi-final of the day, where Christ University would be taking on St. Joseph's College. In a few seconds from now, we would be witnessing an intense footballing rivalry of Indian youth going claws and fangs at each other's throats. Here's the starting 11 of St. Joseph College: Kiran Raj, Stephen Raj, Ashish Peckham, Malvin Fernando, Emmanuel Brito, Manish Lopsang Tisdar, Prashant Patel, Alan Herrick, Leonard Cyril. And for Christ, we have Milan Michael, Azan Matthew, Aryan Shukla, Jerome Norris, Jake William, Parishud Brise, Lalchand Bahadur, Jayachintan Desai, and Navdeep Bipu. On the left, we have St. Joseph's College, wherein on the right, on your screen, from the right to left, will be attacking Christ University, who are dressed in green, wherein on the left we have, or rather, will be attacking from the left to right in orange, is going to be St. Joseph's College. This is a contest of sizable proportions. This is a contest of pride. This is a contest where egos will be made, where dreams will be manufactured, and eventually the path to glory will be carved. A few last words, the war cry given, and all the players stoked up high enough to go ahead and deliver the masterclass that their universities would be expecting from them. All eyes would be on these youngsters. This is an incredible platform given by Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. They have been doing this incredible work for a while now, nurturing youngsters of the nation, helping them to achieve their dream in the sporting field. And now we have one such spectacle, one such majestic spectacle, all set to unravel ahead of us. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Deccan FC Football Ground playing host to the first semi-final of the day, and it is between Christ University, who are in green, pitted against the St. Joseph's College, who are in orange. And the game kicks off, and it is St. Joseph's College who kickstart proceedings here. Just 6 seconds on the clock. We are already seeing a bit of a high press there. Some high press from Christ University, hoping for an early opener. A long throw taken by Christ University, and they're already on their way for the first incursion. Can the attacker receive the ball? However, the ball's fallen back. Decent piece of defensive work, but the ball's bobbled up for Christ University, and a shot rattles the woodwork, returns. Not really the answer that they were expecting. They're appealing for a handball here. This probably could have been the opener, an early opener on the day. What a cracking start to the first semi-final. Christ University means business, and they have made it very clear in the first 47 seconds. This was an incredible start to the encounter. You cannot simply expect better. There was almost the first goal coming over, but then the woodwork comes in between. A bit of an appeal there that his jersey was pulled. However, that won't really be bothering them. Christ University once again on the run. However, the ball's fallen back now for St. Joseph's College. They're trying to calm it down a bit. They're trying to control the tempo. It's just 1 minute, and it's a bit harsh on their defense already. However, it's time now that their attacking unit gets a proper sight on their first infringement. They're trying to use that left flank. However, the ball's gone out for another throw-in, and once again, it's going to be St. Joseph's College with a throw-in. What an incredible start to this contest. A brilliant shot, a thunderous effort, clattering against the woodwork, and eventually going down as an offense. Now an offense there. This can be another dangerous move. The goalkeeper coming out to clear his lines. He's off his move. However, he'll grab the ball at the end of the day. The resultant ball that was being sent in the mix, well, it was a foul already, so that wouldn't have counted anyway. So a time for Christ University to catch a break and move forward. However, St. Joseph's University have got the ball back in control, but Christ University has regained possession and now plays that long ball. However, straight away the linesman pointing that it was offside. So the hallowed line was crossed. A quick free kick taken away by St. Joseph's. And now St. Joseph's trying to play that ball on the far left, but then it wasn't really precise enough. And the goalkeeper comes out of his position to lay claim to it and sends it downtown. St. Joseph's now putting a few numbers up front. They were a bit shaken early in the game after the shot rattled against their woodwork. But ever since then, St. Joseph's have controlled the tempo for the next 1 minute. And they continue to dictate the proceedings. This is decent football. However, a botched up throw has once again set Christ University on a stride to a possible effort on goal, but a brilliant interception in the end. An extended foot would eventually trade it away for a corner. Brilliant football here from both the universities, despite the fact that Christ University has already gained some precision on their couple of efforts, while in St. Joseph's are still to figure out a way to crack open the Christ defense. That wasn't a great corner there. A quick attempt to turn from the Christ University attacker eventually resulted in another corner. This is some intense pressure from Christ University. Here we are at the Deccan FC Football Ground, and we are witnessing some excellent football action between the youth of the Indian posterity, who are gonna be the pennant bearers of India's excellence in football. And up comes the corner, brilliantly cleared by St. Joseph's University defender. The ball's fallen back for Christ University, sends a long ball straight down the gully of the custodian. So that won't be bothering him much. So any possible peril on the horizon for St. Joseph's University has now been taken care of, and now St. Joseph's University probably asking a few questions that they were hoping to, but eventually he loses his footing and the ball's fallen back for Christ University, who will be once again on the move. And now they started down that far right. A few options are being explored. A quick dribble, a quick tussle, and eventually St. Joseph's managed to lay claim to the ball. Once again, the ball's taken the aerial route, headed clear by St. Joseph's. Christ University has the required numbers in the midfield and they will be putting them up forward. Once again, it's Christ University trying to find out a way forward, but then it was taken care of by an alert rear guard of the St. Joseph's Autonomous University. It has so far been a frenetic first 5 minutes of the contest. An incredible display of passion, an incredible display of thrill, an incredible display of some intense footballing action. And now St. Joseph's have found out a way forward, but then once again, the Christ University rear guard has been ever vigilant and will not let anything pass so easily. There's a long ball that was being attempted to play it down on the far right, but it had too much weight on it and would eventually end up as a throw in favor of St. Joseph's. In favor of Christ University. Now they're trying to take some time. They're trying to slow down the tempo. One incredible thing about the semi-final is that it has started on a very insane tempo. It's too hot. It's too fast. Well, that was a foul throw. You've got to be a bit careful with the throws. These are maneuvers that you would expect to fall in your way. A long throw taken, trying to create a set piece out of the blue, but then that won't really help them. But eventually the ball has been regained by St. Joseph's, but now Christ University has cleared the danger lines and sent it to the opposition box where the goalkeeper awaits, and it eventually lay claim to it. The goalkeeper tracking a few options there. Sends the ball downtown. It falls in favor of St. Joseph's in the first place, but then Christ University has it in control, and now they have attempted a ball to come forward. There's been a howler from the goalkeeper. Further errors await. It's a comedy of errors, a brilliant attempt to chip, but eventually that could have been the possible opener. Christ University once again asking all the right questions to the St. Joseph's defense. The goalkeeper made a hash of affairs. This was a ghastly error. This was the first chance. Look at this. Rattling the woodwork. Nothing that the goalkeeper could have done. And eventually, a few seconds back, we just witnessed how the goalkeeper completely let the ball loose from his gloves and almost spelled doom for his entire legion of dreamers. And now a handball in an attempt to control the delivery from St. Joseph's has allowed Christ University to break free again. It's going to be a free kick for Christ University. What an incredible start to the contest we've already seen. And now we are awaiting the ball to take flight once again. The referee quickly looking around his options there. They've put numbers up front. They know that they'll need that early goal. They'll need that opener to announce their intentions. And now that long ball has been so far taken care of by St. Joseph's, who are once again on the move. A nice little dribble there. However, the ball's fallen back for Christ University. But then once again, the St. Joseph's defense has been very alert. Christ returns it back to that attacking third. But then eventually that won't be much joy to them either. Once again, Christ trying to chase the ball hard. Both the teams have been pressing high enough, which is indeed a good encounter to see. This is an open encounter so far. Both the sides believe in the motto of ultra-attacking mindsets. The defense of both the sides have been tested not once but multiple times, and the goalkeepers too have always been on their toes, and that is exactly what still keeps the contest locked in an impasse. The goalkeeper coming out of the box, taking the ball under his control. Christ University players quickly chasing the ball, and eventually it has been picked up by the custodian there. Once again, exploring a few options there. Most likely he'll be sending it downtown. He does. And it crosses the half line. Once again, St. Joseph's Autonomous University is on the move. But then the ball didn't really have the precision that it was supposed to. But then it's fallen back for St. Joseph's, and they managed to get the ball a bit up than they would have expected. But once again, the opportunity wasn't created because they lacked the numbers up front. So that would go down as another opportunity, as another move being squandered away. Now there's some hasty football in the midfield in an attempt to resort to the Route 1 brand of football. to send those ball downtown, to go for those high ball. Brilliant dribbling work from St. Joseph's. And almost they had the goal. This can be a foul. This is very, very good goalkeeping in the end. We just witnessed what could have been another thunderous goal at the other end. We haven't seen the opener. Look at this. This was a brilliant run. Look at this dribble. Absolutely glorious from number 5. The shot was taken. The ball ended up bouncing for the goalkeeper. That led to a bit of a chaos for him. He almost left up losing the ball, but in an attempt to snatch it away, St. Joseph's committed the foul, and that cost them the opportunity. And now Christ University with a long throw, but the ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's. Ball's fallen back for Christ. What a goal it would be! Absolutely glorious. The goalkeeper was caught napping and hammered away by number 13 from Christ University. They were sniffing the opportunities that came away. A half chance, and they say in games like these, in high octane games like these, you have to convert the half chances. Look at this picture perfect volley. This is not just a goal, but a learning experience for all the youth witnessing this encounter. What a start from Christ University. It's just 10 minutes on the clock and they have got their opening goal. And now they would be pressing higher up the order. This is the semi-final, ladies and gentlemen, and we are witnessing a gilt-edged encounter between two famished teams, ravenous for glory. And once again, it's St. Joseph's Autonomous University pushing down the left wing. The referee says it's a free kick. In an attempt to get past the defender, he did jump high enough. We'll quickly let you know about the scorer. But it was the best of goals that this tournament has ever seen. What a clinical finish. We're quickly awaiting the confirmation of the goal. We're still to get a clarity. It's going to be a free kick. It was Ivan Koryakose who finished in clinical fashion. So well done, Ivan. You're on your right path to follow your dreams. It's going to be a free kick. And the free kick taken, and it would fly inches away from the woodwork. Just as we were talking about the goal at the other end. This was a very decent free kick, but it probably needed a bit more dip than they would have expected. Look at this. It was a wonderful shot taken, but it lacked direction. Ivan, and like if you would remember that goal scored by Benjamin Pavard for France against Argentina in the round of 16 encounter in 2018, it was somewhat of a similar. It was a side volley from Benjamin Pavard, but Ivan played it in a straight volley, and what a finish! Because these volleys, out of the 10 opportunities you get, you'd probably put one in the back of the net. It needs clinical precision, it needs clinical weight, and at the most, it needs perfect connection to be banged at the back of the net. I believe that the defenders asked the goalkeeper a couple of questions that why was he not ready. But even if he would have, the ball was so perfectly placed. The ball was actually hammered with clinical accuracy. You couldn't have stopped it. You simply couldn't. When I say it was a glorious effort for goal, it was. And it eventually got what should have been the deserved result. And a brilliant ball being sent curling in for St. Joseph's in the attacking third. St. Joseph's has got regained possession of the ball, sends it, but Christ University on the move and has cleared their lines. And now Christ University breaking free. However, St. Joseph's would cut it short. The ball eventually hits the referee, and it's going to be a drop ball situation. This game has happened. This game has unraveled at the speed of light. It's not easy for the referee to keep things under control either. It has been such a wonderful encounter between the Indian youth. What an incredible contest is unfolding ahead of all of us. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely majestic. We will repeat the scores once again. It's Christ University who has taken the lead through Evan, who scored in the 10th minute through a brilliant volley, wherein we still see St. Joseph's, who's now trying to attack, find that much important equalizer in a bid to book a berth to the final. This has been an electric contest so far. 13 minutes on the clock. We have seen every possible drama that can unfold on a footballing pitch except a spot kick. And now a botched up effort. Not really a decent effort there from the clearance. Christ University putting the numbers up front, hoping for that insurance goal, but eventually it's fallen back for Christ. It's fallen back for St. Joseph. St. Joseph still pressing hard for that equalizer. Goes for that effort, but it wasn't really a decent one in the end. However, it took a sharp deflection So it's going to be a corner kick. 14 minutes on the clock. An incredible encounter unfolding right ahead. It's going to be a corner in favor of St. Joseph's. Sends it curling in the box. Once again, a nice side volley, but this time the ball's fallen back for the player on the far left. He goes past his defender, but exceptional marking, and that will end up in a goal kick in favor of Christ University. Christ University has taken an early lead through Evans. Thunderous finish from the youngster, replicating the heroics of Benjamin Pavard against Argentina in 2018. If you'd all remember that goal, it was indeed classical finish. Perfection was exemplary. Sends the ball downtown, and now it's fallen back to Christ University. Trying to snatch the ball on the midfield. Christ University once again putting the numbers up front. Sends the ball in the sky that is being attacked, but no players there. The goalkeeper has he's rolled it back to his defense. St. Joseph's playing the ball wide, but then it was once again, it was a very decent attempt to be snatched away by Christ. So then doesn't find the required man. An appeal that he was fouled, number 5. And the referee has paid heed to the appeal, so it's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a free kick in favor of St. Joseph's. St. Joseph, despite the fact that they are trailing at the moment, St. Joseph's has actually shown the intent. They've actually shown the kind of intensity you need to get that equalizer. It's just that the precision which is needed up front has eluded them at the moment. It's going to be number 7 for St. Joseph's. Sends in a scarring ball once again, but that won't probably spell any doom for Christ, because Christ has got the ball back in control, and now it has been played back to the St. Joseph half. St. Joseph knows that they will have to show the urgency to get that all-important goal, all-important equalizer. Quickly playing a few short passes, tries to play a nice 1-2, but that second pass was a bit too heavy, and that would allow Christ University to regroup in their defense. 16 minutes on the clock. A long throw taken away, and now Christ University on the move again. St. Joseph's almost made it too easy, but eventually the rear guard has once again cleared the danger lines and traded it in for a throw. Number 14 from St. Joseph's. He's kept an alert eye. He had nothing to do in chance of the goal there. It was a brilliant finish, and as we all know, it ended up in the back of the net, leaving the goalkeeper, leaving the defense as mere spectators. Once again, St. Joseph's. And they were just trying to get a false. There's no idea that the ball was very much in the game and almost ended up losing possession in a very crucial position that allowed Christ University to put a ball upfield, to put a ball downfield rather. They'll have to be a bit more alert. This is a semi-final happening, so they simply cannot let their guards down even for a second, because that can be catastrophic. St. Joseph's playing a few back passes there. He's looking for options. He's asking for the players to step up for that help he needs. And it's a throw-in. Once again, he collected the ball once it cleared the lines. Christ University knows that they have things under control. They've got that all-important opener. But you have to remember, this is football. Things can change in the flash of a heartbeat. Once again, Christ University trying to find out a way, but St. Joseph's has just snatched the ball away in the midfield, and now their attacking surge is up front, but the defender was off his line very quickly and lays claim to the ball. Good defending as well. There's a nice body block along the way that didn't really allow the attacker to break free and lay claim to it, pounce upon it. This is decent football. Look at this. Number 12 trying to force his way past number 3, but number 3 knew that the goalkeeper was off his line, so all he needed to do was just probably on a second or two, and he's done it convincingly. The contest continues. It's going to be a throw-in. in favor of Christ University. 19 minutes on the clock, and intense footballing action of 19 minutes. This is a treat to the sore eyes, where Bengaluru is playing host to such incredible encounter, nurturing the youth of Indian football. Quick request to you all, if you like these kind of fresh content, this kind of intense sporting activities happening all around, you can definitely subscribe to our channel and we'll notify you about any such games coming up. At the same time, if you like these youngsters plying their trade in the colors of their respective universities, please hit the like button. It would be a massive encouragement for these young kids. A bit of a words exchange there with the linesman between St. Joseph's College and the linesman, but Christ University has the ball in their control. It's a throw in their favor. And now the ball's fallen back. Once again, Christ University pressing hard. This can be dangerous once again. But then the goalkeeper was alert. And now the ball has fallen back for St. Joseph's. Plays a quick pass. Tries to find that man on the far left. And eventually will find him because... Oh, actually the ball, while it was going out, an extended fit. I guess an extended feet from the St. Joseph's attacker has ended up in a throw, but there's an injury in the Christ University ranks. The doctor has walked out in the middle, just asking a few questions, whether he's doing all right or not, because it is important that these players are also safe. This is what football is all about. It's a total package altogether. And now St. Joseph's sends the ball upfield. Christ University has regained possession, but eventually it would go out for a throw, but it still stays in possession of Christ University. A lovely little flick there, and now Christ trying to play that 1-2, trying to build those blocks from the right, but a slip up would allow St. Joseph's to regain control of the possession, and it's a throw in their favor once again. This is some high-octane football from both sides. Both the teams pressing hard on the accelerator, hungry for those all-important goals, and it's an offside now. The number of offsides we have seen, it's also an indicator that despite the score line reading in favor of Christ University, the game's far from over. There's a lot of drama remaining, there's a lot of intensity remaining. Both the sides would not stop until that final whistle is blown, and that is football is all about. And now sends that ball, but before the defender of St. Joseph's could have laid claim to it, Christ University has got the ball, and now they're darting forward down that left wing, plays it, but then eventually the ball that should have fallen for an attacker as he was marauding forward has been traded away for a throw-in. Decent defense from number 16 of St. Joseph's. A yellow card has gone out. He has to be a lot more careful. The first booking of the match comes up. We'll quickly confirm who was the one who was being booked or taken in the book. And now St. Joseph's had the ball back in their possession. They are trying to move forward, trying to stitch those passes. They will need to be a lot more precise. They'll need to have a lot more command when it comes to stitching together those passes. Because if you're unable to stitch a couple of passes properly, then you won't be getting that equalizer. Well, of course, Christ University were fortunate. I wouldn't say we're fortunate enough. Rather, were commanding enough to lay claim to that moment of madness that got them the first goal, that drew them the first blood. But again, these moments of madness need years of diligence, needs years of dedication, need years of passion to be turned into reality. So it's not just a fluke goal if anybody of you thinks like that. It was years of practice, it was years of dedication that eventually led to perfection. They say practice makes man perfect, and we're just witnessing one such encounter of the same. Christ University, once again on the offensive. They've done a decent job so far. Sends it, but too many feet. It's a melee of feet from St. Joseph. Christ University has just got the ball. They're appealing for a penalty, but the referee says get up and get going. It's not a penalty. We are quickly witnessing an encounter that is one of the finest that we have seen so far. And now St. Joseph's pressing hard, gets the ball, but eventually lacks the men that are needed to get the numbers on the card. And now Sanson scarring down. The goalkeeper will most likely be coming off his line. There was a bit of a confusion there. A miscommunication between the defender. I believe the defender was waiting too much and he didn't have any idea that the attacker had actually evaded him. So it was a decent move from the goalkeeper that eventually snuffs out any kind of possible danger that could have happened. And now the opportunity falls back in favor of Christ University. Plays it straight. Now Christ University has regained control of the proceedings, plays the ball quickly, plays a bit of a one touch, and now things are getting a bit hastier now. In an effort to clear the lines, it has been sent back to St. Joseph's University, who will be throwing in to kickstart proceedings. We are witnessing a change here. A quick change there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this wonderful game of football is being brought to you by the official YouTube channel of Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. Do not forget to like this video if you see these youngsters delivering their very best, and definitely please do subscribe so that we can go ahead and giving you or update you with the latest notifications of these incredibly fresh sporting content. And also, if you like this video, or if you like to see your young ones, if you like to see your friends, if you like to see your brothers, sisters, and your best of buddies, or even your kids delivering at such a high potential platform, please do not forget to share it as well. A goal kick taken by Christ University. We are almost on the brink, or we are getting into the final 4 minutes of the first half hour of the contest. And at the moment, as things stand, Christ University has the lead in their favor. An incredible finish from Evan got them that goal. And so far, St. Joseph's has responded in patches, but that collective effort, the collective solidity that you need to get that equalizer has still been missing from St. Joseph's. And now St. Joseph's once again trying to figure out a way forward, but that would be cut short by Christ University. Look at this. This time the ball's fallen back. Will it be an offside? We are still to know. The flag has eventually gone up. It was offside. We saw that player a bit forward than the line he should have. But there's another Christ University player rolling down in pain. He's clutching onto his hamstring. Well, despite the weather slightly being on the calmer side, you need to understand that when you play such high intensity encounters, muscle cramps, muscle pulls are quite obvious, and especially for a footballer, these hamstring muscles. It isn't a pleasant sight that a footballer would enjoy, but at the end of the day, football is a body contact game, and we have seen several injuries happening as well. We can see the stretcher coming out. So I don't think this is a very positive side for the players for Christ University, because at the end of the day, nobody likes an injury. We can see the player writhing in agony. Not a great sight. Absolutely not a great sight. And these muscle pulls or cramps can be very, very painful. We can see the player covering his mouth and his hands, asking for medical attention, and a quick replacement will definitely be coming forward. But at the moment, as the score stands, Christ University still has the lead in their favor. They have played brilliantly as a collective unit, and the results are for everyone to see. Well, the players are a bit concerned with that injury because it's ultimately at the end of the day, it's their friends. So no matter the game, no matter the upshot, eventually what would matter is the friendship, because football promotes friendship, football promotes brotherhood, football makes family that you'd never know. But suddenly Christ University has again found an attacking enterprise going their way, but eventually the resultant delivery was way too feeble, and that would allow St. Joseph's to once again break free. Plays the ball up front, up or rather upfield, but taken care of, cut short by the defense of St. Joseph's. Of Christ. Now Christ once again, and this has fallen back for St. Joseph's. However, that won't really allow them to create the opportunity that they're looking for. Christ momentarily a bit disgruntled by that injury, They'll need that player to come forward quickly. They are now depleted. They're numerically depleted as that player was injured and was stretchered off the ground after a possible muscle pull. We will soon update you about the injury. We are still to get a clarity of what exactly has unfolded. But at the moment, what we can see is St. Joseph's trying to force their way forward. But it was a bit of a the effort wasn't as decent as it should have. They should have put in a bit more rush on that ball to eventually lay claim to it. The contest continues and a long ball being sent up front. And the change has arrived. So they are back to their full strength now. Plays it quickly. But Christ University has all the bases covered. So it's going to be a throw-in. "30 minutes on the clock already." The attacker asking his teammates to go up front so that this throw can be actually turned into a set piece. An attempt to elude the defenders there, but it won't yield any positive result for St. Joseph's. Quickly making a note of the timings there. Now the ball's played for St. Joseph's, and they try to put this ball in the center, throw it in the mix from where they can manage something categorical going their way. A quick throw-in supposed to be taken in. Plays a brilliant ball, however, it has been taken care of. But St. Joseph's has regained control, plays the ball on the far left. It had a bit too much than he would have expected, and it was already flying away. And a quick acknowledgement from the player that, yeah, it was okay, but probably a bit better was expected. We'll be waiting for that goal kick to happen. Plays the long ball, and eventually it lands up in the St. Joseph's half. So Christ University has again, after a long time, they now have a spell of possession in the St. Joseph's half. And now is a short little ball which is being played. However, St. Joseph's keep things under control. And now once again the ball has gone down the far left. St. Joseph's would let it go for a throw. We have seen a solitary goal so far. But ever since that goal, despite both the team pressing hard on the accelerator, they have not got that all-important equalizer. Once again, St. Joseph almost ended up conceding possession to Christ University. A decent spell of attack now. Christ University regrouping from that injury that happened unfortunately at the other end. There was a muscle pull, but the ball has fallen back for Christ University, and now they'll be trying and stitching a few passes forward, but it has once again been snatched away by St. Joseph's. Ever since conceding that goal, St. Joseph had been pretty alert, and now they are trying to figure out a few possible way forwards. Plays it quickly before St. Joseph's could have, before Christ University could have laid claim to that ball. St. Joseph's has snatched it back away. Brilliant bit of defensive clearance there. Sends a long ball, plays it quickly, and eventually cleared away. A quick throw being taken. An opportunity for Christ University to break free from the incessant pressure that St. Joseph's has now inflicted upon them. A throw in for St. Joseph's. It's for the last 5 to 8 minutes, it has so far been entirely St. Joseph's. Even though they haven't got that equalizer, they have still pressed hard. They will need the incision up front. I guess the absence of incision up front has been a bother for them. And now St. Joseph's trying to make the best of whatever's coming their way. Plays a long ball, tries a header, but very nicely cleared away by the Christ University. Dented by the forced change, Christ University is still charting a way forward. This is incredible display of spirit from these young kids. They're just starting their footballing career. They're just laying down the building blocks, and such a display of mettle is indeed worth watching. And now a throw in there. A quick throw taken away by St. Joseph's. Will we see a shot? A shot did fly, but eventually it was way off target. It won't be troubling the goalkeeper. Both the goalkeepers haven't really been troubled much, except that one goal where, again, the goalkeeper had nothing much to do. He was rooted to his spot. The ball was so well struck. It was so well guided that all the goalkeeper could do was play spectator to this insane effort. And now Christ University has a throw-in in their favor that would allow them to challenge their counterparts. Not really happy, number 9, with the tugs and pulls. The ball's fallen back. Can they regain possession? I guess the referee's going to blow the whistle. It was a tap, but it was an unintentional tap. He actually went for the ball, but the attacker was way too fast to shuffle the ball to his right feet and play it forward. So no troubles whatsoever at the moment. Plays it long, the goalkeeper darting forward, lays claim to it. Says it's okay, I have the things under control. This is probably for the third time he's come out of the line to put an end to the spell of possession for St. Joseph's. Now St. Joseph's, a brilliant run, brilliantly measured run, and an extremely well defended opportunity. Well done, Christ University, keeping an alert eye, always on their toes, not allowing anything to go free their way. And now, once again, Christ University looking a way forward, looking to double their lead, looking to probably stifle down a bit on the attacking intent right now that St. Joseph's has found themselves at the end of. Once again, it's St. Joseph's doing every possible thing in their control. It's a free kick. Sends in that long free kick there, and the goalkeeper's already off his line. It's just ensuring that it rolls out of the place safely and he gets a goal kick. St. Joseph's this time, they were supposed to do it in a much better way. There was no pressure whatsoever. But eventually the ball that he tries to send it forward has ended up in favor of Christ University, and they have started the affairs once again with a quick throw. Plays a cheeky, oh, that was a nice little knuckle ball, trying to figure out a player up front. Then it lacked a bit of a precision, but it's indeed great to see these youngsters showing the outrageous courage, showing the audacity to try these efforts. We usually see these kind of efforts coming in Premier League, La Liga. So it's indeed great to see these kind of efforts being made in Indian football, and that too by these college kids. St. Joseph's trying to snatch a ball, but Christ University has things under control. So that would go down as another goal kick in favor of Christ University. They still hold on to the lead. We head into the final 6 minutes of the first half. The final 360 seconds of intense footballing action. Even though for the last 10 minutes the action has seemed a bit too cagey And despite St. Joseph's dictating the shots, they have lacked the precision that could have landed them the equalizer. Suddenly, Christ University had the ball for themselves. Poor defensive work from St. Joseph's allowed the men in green to dart forward, looking for an attacking enterprise. In an effort to find the man on the far right, there were a few legs being swung wildly, but that didn't really end up as both the teams would have expected. St. Joseph's has the ball back in control. Okay, so a throw-in is still to be taken. The throw-in is taken, and now St. Joseph's goes forward. Suddenly, Christ University did sniff a glimmer of opportunity there as the ball fizzled out from the defender, and there's a free kick given in favor of St. Joseph. I guess while he was trying to collect the ball, there was a clash of heads, and head injuries now are being treated with high priority in football. And it is indeed a good thing that FIFA has introduced. Any kind of head injury needs to be treated on the field, and the game needs to be instantly stopped. Sends a long fall, curling towards the goal. The goalkeeper again comes out of his line and lays comfortable claim at the end of the day. Christ University will have the time to regroup and go forward. And once again, the referee says, play on. There wasn't anything in that tackle. It's going to be a throw-in in favor of Christ. The injured player has eventually got back on his feet and is going to be the one to execute the throw. Final 5 minutes of the contest of the first half. We are already in. And now sends a ball downfield. A bit of a push there. The referee says the push was there, and that would end up another spell of possession for St. Joseph's. Despite all the salvo from the men in orange, as I say, they have lacked the precision up front. And now that they desperately try to find that equalizer, they'll have to keep their composure. Somehow Christ University has gone on the back foot. They are surviving on the bare minimum cracks. They're surviving on those long balls that they're hoping that their strikers would find up front. But at the moment, there hasn't been any silver lining for the men in green ever since that opener. So right now, it has all been St. Joseph's, but the kind of passes that they have stitched together, the kind of passes that they are expected to stitch together, both have been poles apart. Another free kick in favor of St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's have been consistently knocking on the door, but they'll probably need a bit more of force or even a battering ram. But the ball just fallen back, but the referee says that the ball already went out of play even before he could curl in the cross. It's going to be a goal kick in favor of Christ University. Christ University has been under immense pressure, and somehow the players have delivered. The defenders, in fact, have still managed to keep the opposition at bay, keep that slender lead intact. And that is what makes this game such a wonderful encounter to witness. Christ University has an opportunity to break free as we get into the final 3 minutes of the first half. However, they'll take their time, they'll slow down the momentum as much as they can. A quick throw being taken away. Once again, a golden opportunity falling the way of Christ University. And now the question is, however, the ball has been regained by St. Joseph's. Sends it down the far right. St. Joseph sends a marauding cross up front, but it has eventually found the man that they were looking forward to. They have a few players up front. Will they be going for that shot? They're looking for the space and eventually plays it straight, but the offside flag was already off. So that shot, even if it would have been on goal and got into the back of the net, that wouldn't have counted. It was a brilliant effort. Look at this. Wonderfully, wonderfully controlled, I guess. But while he was trying to control, the ball bobbled up and it did touch his arm. So that would go down as a free kick in favor. But St. Joseph's has won the ball back, and now Christ has suddenly intercepted and kept the ball in control beautifully. However, that sliding tackle, that additional yard of sliding tackle, was not really well timed, and that cost them another spell of possession. And St. Joseph's once again has another opportunity, despite all the salvo, despite all the gung-ho that St. Joseph's has managed to stitch together. Oh, that could have been another great effort. The goalkeeper keeping his alertness intact. It was a good goalkeeping there. It was actually good goalkeeping. The ball was almost bobbling up suddenly into the back of the net. It was some uneven bounce, but eventually the goalkeeper was vigilant about his surroundings and takes care and clears any possible danger, traded it for a corner, and the resultant corner wasn't given the expected eventuality that it should have. So right now the score still stands the same. It was a thunderous finish from Evan to draw first blood for Chirag University, and that has been the solitary goal of the day so far. Final minute of the first half, another corner for St. Joseph's. Can they make it count? 3 additional minutes being added to the end of the first half. We have seen a few injuries, we have seen a goal. Brilliant volley, but once again, lacking the direction. Look at this. It was somewhat of a similar volley that got Christ University their opener. But at the moment, as we see, as things stand, Christ University still have things under control in terms of score. But when it comes to dictating the game, Christ University has completely switched off. However, a defensive solidity has still kept things afloat for them, and the lack of precision up front for St. Joseph's has stopped them, or rather has not allowed them to get that equalizer. Once again, another brilliant move from St. Joseph's, just trying to stitch that all-important pass, sends it scarring in, brilliant goalkeeping once again, trades it away for a corner, excellent effort. Curling in that cross and a diving header, eventually being staved away for another brilliant goalkeeping marvel from the Christ University custodian. Well done, goalkeeper. Well done, goalie. This is exactly what you expect. Another shot is being expected. Takes a long ranger. Once again, the goalkeeper has things under control. Covers the ground eventually and would trade it away for another goal kick. Well, despite the fact that it was a goal kick, the goalkeeper seemed pretty much in control. Look at this delivery. This was an excellent, excellent effort. Brilliant, brilliant. Look at the precision on it. This is exactly what I was talking about. You keep on knocking on the door. Eventually, at some point in time, you may find it ajar. Well, I wouldn't say that they still managed to find it ajar, but they are already bringing out the battering ram to batter it down open. Final 2 minutes of the contest, of the first half of the contest. Do we have more action remaining? Do we have more drama remaining? Sends in a scarring cross. But once again, the resultant header was too feeble, lacked the direction, and the goalkeeper has actually shown great intensity, great perfection, and majestic brilliance to to keep things as they were so far in favor of Christ University. The ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's. Look at St. Joseph's. Look at the numbers they're putting up front. Look at the confidence that they have right now. It was Christ University who took the early spell of domination. They rattled the woodwork. They scored that all-important opener. But ever since then, and especially in the final 15 minutes of the first half, they have totally been wiped out from existence despite the equalizer still to come in favor of St. Joseph's. It has been an incredible display of football from the men in orange. And they still are trying hard. They're still trying desperately to find that all-important equalizer, to restore parity. Sends a long ball, but once again, falls for Christ this time. Christ takes the aerial route. They are hell-bent on whiling away these final few seconds to go with the lead into the half-time. Quickly stitches it. Sends a long ball. The goalkeeper coming out, charging down. Oh my God, he's made a hash of affairs there. He's completely misjudged the fly. But there was a bit of a time. Another long range effort. Brilliantly saved from the goalkeeper. Absolutely marvelous goalkeeping. Aquiline reflexes coming into the full stretch drive. Look at this. A thunderous shot taken. The goalkeeper was once again well stationed. Exceptional positional awareness. And eventually that would be the end of the first half. Well, I guess the goalkeepers are asking for a loo break. Well, he had an intense contest going in his way. So that's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. It was Ivan Koryakose who gave Christ University the all-important lead in the 11th minute. We are still to see an equalizer from St. Joseph's College. It's the half time, and as things stand, Christ University has the lead. St. Joseph College still to find the equalizer. We will shortly return with the second half of 45 minutes of another intense 45 minutes of footballing action and rivalry. Stay, stay tuned until then. We'll keep you posted about the developments. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are all set for the second half. Another 45 minutes of intense footballing contest. As things stand at the moment, Christ University has the lead in their favor. An excellent goal from Ivan Kyrgios in the 11th minute has got them that opener, and another great effort from Christ University trying to go for a direct attempt from the center right away has eventually ended up in goal kick as a goal kick in favor of St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's is again kick-started proceedings. They thoroughly dominated the game in the final 20 minutes of the first half. Now the question is, can they find that all-important equalizer after so much salvo? They have been pushing hard. The goalkeeper of Christ University had to made a few important saves. This was another one, and this time once again the goalkeeper was out of his line. Patanghang Nembang, the goalkeeper of Christ University, coming out of the line. I believe he's taken a knock there while he was trying to save it. These youngsters, the future of Indian football, are slowly, these are building blocks. I guess there was an impact. Now, it was not really sure whether it was a collision from the player directly or did he ended up ramming onto the ground. That can be a possible reason for the injury as well. The doctor, once again, this is the third time the doctors are in the field. The game's a bit of a physical affair going on there. We can see both these teams, how desperate they are to book their berth in the final. Some quick treatment being given away. That injury is being tended to. The coach explaining how things should be played or how things should be played out. This is most likely saying that probably spread out your attacks. Don't just depend blindly on those long balls. Like, it's understandable that one of their main players had to be stretchered off after a hamstring pull, but at the end of the day, football is a team game. Is still awaiting for the goalkeeper. He's pulled off some very fine saves towards the end of the first half, and he started the second half with another great save. He's back on his feet. Give a thumbs up to the dugout. These are good signs for Christ University. They'd be hoping to keep the rest of the band intact after they had to force substitute a player who went out with a hamstring pull. Ladies and gentlemen, this incredible game of football between the college youngsters, the school kids is brought to you by the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports, the official YouTube channel of the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. So if you would like to see your closed ones delivering, and just before we go to that, Christ University has an opportunity, but St. Joseph's has all the bases covered. The referee has blown the whistle. It's going to be a corner. It was an incredible run there. Suddenly out of nowhere, Christ University sprang back to life on that left flank. And just as they were trying to figure out a way forward, trying to figure out a way where they could deliver the ball into the mix, it was cut short by an alert defense. So at the moment, it's going to be a corner kick, another set piece in favor of Christ University. Well, the corner flag isn't really placed well. It's meandering itself. Now here comes the corner, and the defenders were alert again, headed out of the attacking unit. And now St. Joseph's planning to go forward. Oh, there was a wild swing of feet, but he eventually ended up getting a false. These kind of situations can lead to injuries at times as well, because the harder you swing your leg, if you're unable to connect something, it's basically a blank swing. So your leg doesn't know how to stop. The impact that it was expecting, it doesn't really happen. So it eventually ends up outstretching your muscle a bit more than you were expecting, and that can at times lead to injury. But St. Joseph's has just found themselves another avenue of attack. However, it has been retaliated. Christ University now, who's on the offense, and it's going to be a throw-in in favor of St. Joseph's eventually. Christ is somehow desperate to defend their lead. They're not putting the numbers up front. That is what their current intentions are. It's very clear that they do not want the equation to change. They want that lead that they have. That lead has to be kept intact at all costs. So they are concentrating on the defensive solidity, and suddenly out of nowhere, once again, it's the goalkeeper who eventually comes out and staves away any possible peril on the horizon. This is decent goalkeeping. Rather, this is excellent goalkeeping. I wouldn't say decent. Decent would be an understatement. The goalkeeper has really been on his toes ever since St. Joseph's Autonomous University has switched on. They have been rampant so far. Christ University is still to craft a response to the unchecked salvo of St. Joseph's. But the only problem that St. Joseph's has faced so far is the lack of precision up front. That is exactly what has not. That is exactly what has stopped them from going big. Quickly sends a ball there, and now St. Joseph's on the move again. Suddenly couldn't judge the flight of the ball, the flight and the bounce, and that has allowed Christ University to go on the run. But then the attempted through ball, where the player was already in his stride, has been cut short. The goalkeeper is again off his line, and that ball has gone out of play. So he won't be interfering with that because it's a goal kick anyway. It has so far been an incredible display of football from both sides. The first 15 to 20 minutes belonged entirely to Christ University, despite occasional bursts of brilliance from St. Joseph's. But ever since then, it has been St. Joseph's dictating the proceedings completely. Another player has been injured, another player has taken a tap. We can see that player writhing in agony. I guess there was a collision of shins there. He's trying to get back on his feet just before the free kick is taken. Quickly adjusting himself. Plays the long ball. A bit of a hasty exchange in the middle. Not the positive ones that you'll eventually see the referee once again blowing the whistle in favor of St. Joseph's Autonomous University. Another corner, another great sorry, it was another goal kick. We'll quickly have look at this brilliant effort there from St. Joseph's. Almost had the ball in the back of the net. Excellent effort. Would miss the net by whiskers. A goal kick taken away. And sends it a long way downtown, hoping for their players to just crowd in, headed into the safe arms of the goalkeeper. Manish is the goalkeeper for St. Joseph's. And now St. Joseph's on the move, plays it on the far right, plays a quick cross there, almost found their man because the defender misjudged the direction of the ball. Could have been dangerous. The defenders will have to be alert there. They cannot let these kind of slips happen. A moment of a lack of attention can lead to a serious casualty. We were almost on the brink of witnessing another. The defense has so far been solid for Christ University, but these kind of lapses can be dangerous. A great corner, but eventually the header was not on target. So that would be a goal kick in favor of Christ University. 52 minutes on the clock already. The scorecard now reads 1-0, still in favor of Christ. A quick pass being played out, but then it had too much there. So the Christ University attacker won't reach the delivery. The ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's again. But Christ has intercepted it and now plays a forward pass. Once again, an attempt to stitch a quick 1-2 results in the ball being gifted away to St. Joseph's. A couple of false moves there, not really the proper run that they were expecting, but now St. Joseph's is once again chasing the ball. Will eventually receive the ball on that far left. He has kind of a tussle with the defender. St. Joseph's has regained control of the proceedings and now they are trying to push forward from the left. But Christ University has proceedings under control now. It's number 16, Kiran Raj. He has been an active figure in the St. Joseph's rearguard. This was a beautiful offensive move this time from Kiran. Just hoping for a few supporting feet there, but eventually he was all on his own against three men there. Once again, a player's down. Kiran's down, and the referee is calling over some medical aid. This is the fourth time the game has been stopped due to so many medical stoppages. Not really a welcome sight for any player. The doctor has done a phenomenal job. On one occasion, there wasn't anything that she could have done because it was a hamstring pull. It needs time to recover. So the player had to be stretchered off. However, the doctor, until now, has really been phenomenal all by her own. the Deccan FC football ground in Bengaluru, playing host to such an intense encounter, the first semi-final of the day between St. Joseph's Autonomous University and Christ University. And both the teams have bared out their arsenal. It was a fine start from Christ University, who rattled the woodwork even before the clock struck 1 minute. And then in the 10th minute, an exceptional, an exquisite volley from Ivan Kuriakose got them that all important lead. And ever since, they have somehow concentrated on the defensive move. They have not really pushed forward, despite a couple of bursts up front. They haven't been as collectively, they haven't collectively rallied as they would have expected. We can see the spectators worried about the health of the players. Now, a quick word there between the coach and the players, just trying to explain a few things. Probably the instruction should be keep things calm. Like, just don't go haywire. Another player being stretchered off. So it's going to be Kiran Raj who's going to be stretchered off. We are still not sure whether he'll be returning to the field, but these aren't good signs. Most likely there was a knock while he was trying to go forward with the ball. There was a melee of boots from the Christ University. So in the chaos, in the lead up to that attacking move, I guess one feet or the other must have caught up with him, and that ended up in a knock, and he was stretched off at the moment. Even though we'll soon let you know whether he returns to the field or there will be a substitution happening. Ball has been sent downtown by Patang Hang Nembang. And now Christ University once again trying to find a way forward. The goalkeeper was off his line already. Manish coming out of his line to take care of the proceedings, and now sends a long ball. The ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's once again. The ball's carried back to the midfield. Now Christ University trying to find out a way, almost had that touch, almost had that all-important touch that could have actually earned them that all-important lob and set them on the stride for another offensive. But eventually it was cut short because the ball rammed straight into the defender, stationed in the center, in the heart of the defense. Another quick knock, but St. Joseph's, the referee says that there's going to be a substitution. So Kiran Raj had to be substituted after he was stretchered off. So another player will be coming forward. We'll soon let you know who the player is going to be. Or has the substitution yet been confirmed? We were still to get a clarity of the same. A long ball there. Goalkeeper's off his line. Could have been dangerous for Christ. For the first time, Patang Ham Nembang showing a lapse of concentration, coming off his line, and eventually had no idea where the ball was. But once again, an alert defensive move from Christ University has ensured that the ball doesn't go into the back of the net, and the scoreline remains intact as it was. The solitary goal of the morning has come from Ivan Kuriose through an exquisite volley in the 10th minute of the contest. And ever since then, despite the repeated knocks on both doors, both the custodians have been on their toes and have averted any kind of possible downfalls that their team could have gone through. So a new player is out there, number 8, who's come in. He came in for an earlier substitute, that injury that happened. So it's quite obvious. It's Dhira Rahul who was on there, who came in for Christ University after that injury happened. We are still to confirm who's come on for Kiran Raj at the moment. We can see a few tensed faces in both the camps. Well, Kiran Raj's back in the attack, so that it looks like, well, he's still not back. So we are still to get a clarity. Most likely, St. Joseph's is playing with a man down, because Kiran Raj is still being tended to, and this is most likely going to be a corner. It is. The goalkeeper did dart to avert a corner. So Christ University has once again started getting a grip on the proceedings. So it's number 13 who's come on for Kiran so far. Yes, that's the confirmation. It's number 13 for St. Joseph's who's come out in place of Kiran Raj, who was just stretched off a few moments back. Going to be a corner in favor of Christ University. Whips in a curling corner on the far right, but that eventually would go out for another goal kick. The ball was curling, but it curled a bit too much. A quickly taken goal kick, a short one, and this time once again St. Joseph on the move. They have the numbers up front. This time plays a brilliant cross. The goalkeeper comes out of his line and clears it eventually. And we are almost about to hit that hour mark, and the scorecard now reads 1-0 in favor of Christ University. courtesy of that early screamer from Evan Koriakose. St. Joseph still desperate for that equalizer, but the lack of precision up front has not allowed them to go forward. It has dented them so far. The question is, can they eventually find a way through the solid and a resolute defense of Christ University? St. Joseph's once again on the move, keeps the ball in control. A brilliant sliding tackle eventually. It was well placed. There's some kind of confusion there. The players aren't happy about it. The referee is intervening very quickly. Plays the ball, plays a short pass there, and nicely juggles himself through a melee of boots again. Sends it back. Quickly connects. Bit of a pinballing situation, but then eventually the ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's after a bit of a chaos. A lovely ball down on the left, and the player on the attack. Can he send in that cross? The cross was sent, but it was already offside, so that won't count either. Once again, the rear guard of Christ University has been an exemplary touch at the moment. Bengaluru playing host to these two teams, battling it out in such an intense semi-final. A long ball being sent, darting forward. The goalkeeper comes off his life. Manish was way off his line and eventually lays claim to the ball. And he rolls it down to his own player. There's too much space for that player. Finds a pass to the left. Christ University trying to snatch the ball away, has got the ball in their favor, but St. Joseph's very quickly crowding him out, very quickly closing down, clamping down on any kind of space that he could have got. Another long ball being attempted to send forward, and now St. Joseph's will have to react as early as they can. They have, but the ball was again taken away by Christ, but the possession has fallen back in favor of St. Joseph's, and it's going to be a throw for St. Joseph's after a sliding tackle has got the ball out of play. Quickly plays it down the right, but Christ University is on the move. The ball falls back for St. Joseph's, number 3. It's Leonard Cyril now, who's trying to find a way forward. Darts quickly. It won't be a foul because both the players went for the ball, and both of them were bang on the attack, both bang on the challenge. So no foul done, no harm done. St. Joseph's University now realizing that they need to show a lot more urgency to score. They are putting those men forward. They have 3 defenders back in their position who are doing their job in a pretty decent manner. St. Joseph again on the rise. An attempt for Christ University to break free, cut short the encounter. A long ball, but this time the defender will have things under control. A push from St. Joseph's University in order to get the ball eventually would result in a free kick in the favor of Christ University, who still keeps that slender lead intact. But this is football, my friend. It can change at any point in time, and we are all aware of the fact. It would simply be a matter of seconds before the game changes its complexion. So you'll always have to be on your toes. You will need all hands on deck if you are defending such a slender lead. And that is exactly what Christ University has done very precisely. They have done it with style. A quick attempt there to pull off Anthony-esque dribble and Anthony-esque spin that Manchester United has been currently seeing in their ranks ever since the Brazilian winger has joined them. However, right now, once again, St. Joseph is on the move forward, but the lack of precision still allows Christ University to keep their defense airtight, to keep their defense intact, to keep their lead intact. No matter how much you attack, if you are not incisive on your attacking move, if you're not hungry for that equalizer, you would not find it. You'll have to show a lot more urgency that St. Joseph is showing at the moment. Despite all the salvo, you would probably miss out on what can be a game saver for you. Somehow they have been excellently cohesive in their rear guard, but the cohesion, the collaboration, the unity has fizzled away in that attacking third. This time, a botched up clearance from the defender forces it. Oh my God, the goalkeeper's just made another howler. But however, a quick touch there would allow the ball, a loud appeal for a penalty. It is a penalty. It is a penalty. This was exactly what I was talking about. You keep on knocking on the doors, you'd eventually get that opportunity. Well, all hands in head. for the Christ University. They were defending fiercely at this point in time. Just when St. Joseph's University was trying to send the ball in, the ball bounced up very awkwardly and it ended up touching the hand, or rather kissing the hand of a defender while falling for the player in orange. So it's going to be a spot kick, and it's going to be Adrian Peter to take the penalty. Well, all hard work can come down or can never weigh to dust in a matter of just a second, as we all witnessed. It's all now down to Patangham Nembang. Can he stop it? And it's hammered into the back of the net. It's an equalizer. They want the game back in their control. A fine, fine finish there. Adrian Peter powering it into the back of the net. What a clinical finish had it been. And it's 1-1 at the Deccan FC football ground. Look at this. The goalkeeper went the right way, but the ball had so much power, there was absolutely nothing the goalkeeper could have done. So that's the equalizer coming from Adrian Peter. And now that goal can be a major impetus for St. Joseph's. They'll have to keep on putting the numbers up front. Christ University totally clueless about what's happening now. And they are still to figure out what exactly has hit them at the moment. Plays a long ball. Ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's once again. There goes for that long range at the goalkeeper. Quickly parrying it away, but the ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's. However, the attacker lost his balance and eventually Christ University will clear the lines. But once again, the danger hasn't been cleared because St. Joseph's keep on coming back. They keep on knocking at the doors. They are simply hungering for the goals. This was what I was talking about. You have to be hungry for the goals. You'll have to show that intensity. Even though the game's now locked at an impasse, you will have to show that you want those goals desperately. Goalkeeper rolls it off to his player there. St. Joseph's once again trying to figure out a way. Adrian Peter has just equalized from the spot. Now quickly plays it down. Trying to explore that right flank to his best use, sends a scarring cross. But then again, the flag has gone off. So it's going to be a goal kick in favor of Christ University. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the semi-final leg of the colleges between, this is the Bangalore leg of semi-finals between the colleges, where we are seeing St. Joseph's Autonomous University locked in a ferocious battle against Christ University at the moment. And believe me, the ones who are on the other side of the screen, this is coming from the official YouTube channel of Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. Please do like the video if you are actually impressed by your youngsters, by your friends, by your kids, by your brothers, sisters, and anyone who's plying their trade at the moment. And if you want your relatives or probably your close ones to see how they have been delivering, please do share this video as well. And you can definitely subscribe to the channel as you'll be getting the notification for all the fresh content. This is another move from St. Joseph's. The goalkeeper runs out of his line, but he knew that the ball was going to fall out. Patangham Nembang, he has been beaten only once in the contest so far. He has kept his guard up extremely high, but in case of a spot kick, there's very little that a goalkeeper can do. Takes a long goal kick. Eventually the ball's fallen back in the half of St. Joseph's. And now Christ University on the attack. Once again a long ball. It has been regained. And now Christ University is just a bit too forward. That ends up them losing the ball. Another long ball. This time another knuckle ball being played downfield. A couple of knuckle balls you've seen already. And seeing knuckle balls in games like these, it's indeed a treat to the sore eyes. The ball still kept in play. It's going to be a throw-in in favor of St. Joseph's now. Now St. Joseph's on the move again, but he couldn't keep the ball under control, so that's going to be a throw-in. He tries desperately to keep the ball under control, but eventually lost possession after that tussle. And now Christ University once again. It somehow feels that the Christ University is lacking the inducement that you need. They're lacking their inspiration. They're just trying to figure out that Route 1 brand of football. But even if we talk about the Route 1 brand of football, you need to have a target man up front. And Christ University hasn't got the target man. They're just hoping that they'll get the ball. They're not stitching those passes consecutively from the bottom. And that is actually not good for the brand of football that they want to play. The kind of football that has been played by St. Joseph so far has been based on small passes being stitched from the below. They are stitching those passes very neatly. They are stitching those 3, 4, 5 passes together, and that has eventually helped them to build onto their attacking unit. The goalkeeper Manish plays a long ball, and St. Joseph once again has it in control. Christ tries to make another out inroad there, but again, that resultant ball that they were expecting, it had nothing in it. A foul given away by the referee. We are in the final 20 minutes of the contest, and we are going to witness a change there. M. Manikandan coming on in place of Jayachintan Desai for St. Joseph's. Oh, sorry, for Christ University, my bad. That's M. Manikandan. He's a defender, and he will most likely be bolstering the defensive unit of Christ University that is seriously under fire from St. Joseph's at the moment. A quick throw and taken away there. Christ University turns, but once again, another lackluster effort. It feels as if they have lost the motivation. This probably could have been a far better effort. Only if they would have taken their time, there was no one pressing onto him. All he needed to do was just calm himself down, look around, and then play that all important pass. But they didn't. They just took a shot as if for the sake of it. It was very, very peremptory at the end of the day. So that won't get them anything. That won't get them anywhere as well. A brilliant move from St. Joseph's. St. Joseph, this is what I'm talking about. Those neat passes being stitched together, allowing St. Joseph's to move forward. However, it has so far been the goalkeeper for Christ University, Pachang Hang Nemmang, who's done a decent job, who's still managed to keep things at bay. Barring that spot kick, he's kept things under check. Goes for a long ball, and it is eventually gonna go straight down the goal, down as a throw in favor of Christ University. Christ University once again daring to put the numbers up front. Can they get that brilliant ball in? But no, they can't. So it has been traded in for a corner. Both the defenses have been pretty solid. Both the defenses have been extremely stringent in terms of letting anything slip through them. Both the goals that have been conceded, they have been moments of madness. They have been momentary madness that got them the goals. The first one was an exquisite volley from range, and the second one was a penalty. So yes, the score is perfectly fitted at what it's supposed to be. It's locked at an impasse 1-all. Both the teams have tried hard. Both the teams have been brilliant in their own fashion. And now St. Joseph sends the ball downtown. The players are seemingly exhausted. 72 minutes of intense football we have already witnessed. So it's quite obvious that the players won't really be at their 100%. Now St. Joseph's has managed to got the ball back. And they have played it. They have acres of space, but the ball was just played a bit back than they should have expected. And that allowed Christ University to regroup and snatch the ball back. But St. Joseph has the ball back in control. And now their attackers, and the offside flag has gone up. So despite all the effort, despite a brilliant effort, there on the far right where he sends the shot in, won't count because the offside flag already went up way too high. You can see the players. I guess there's another muscle pull. Is it? Not a very good expression at the end of the day. It was number 12, Parishud Brise from Christ University. A long ball sent straight to Manish. Another goal kick sent downtown. Now the ball's fallen back for St. Joseph's again. St. Joseph's trying to overpower the defender. Brilliant piece of defensive work, and kicked out of play already. This is good football. This is actually excellent football there. And this time a free kick in favor of St. Joseph's. Is a card going to come out? No, it's not. Just a word of caution there. Be careful. The defender not really happy that this has actually happened because he was expecting the free kick to go his way. but it's going to be a free kick, and it can actually be a bit dangerous than you would expect, because the ball is going to come straight inside the mix. So you never know if you suddenly can price out anything from this set piece. The ball is being asked to come back, sends in that cross, but it has too much on it, and that would be going out for a goal kick. And as things stand at the moment, Christ University took the lead through Ivan, and then it was Adrian Peter who equalized for St. Joseph's from the spot. So 75 minutes, we are now heading into the final 15 of what has so far been a stupendous encounter between two college teams of Bengaluru, Christ University and St. Joseph's Autonomous University. St. Joseph still keeps on pushing, and Christ University have once again started making a few inroads that initially were not there. St. Joseph's, after that equalizer, somehow St. Joseph's has lacked the precision that they would have wanted. It's a quick change that's about to happen. Number 10 going in for St. Joseph's. We're still to get a clarity on which player would be coming out. But Christ University did manage to get the ball in their favor back. The referee's blown the whistle, so most likely it was a handball that happened. It was a high ball, and before he could move the hand from the trajectory of the ball, it touched his hand. It's number 3 there, clearing the ball away, Leonard Cyril. The ball's high in the air and quickly taken care of. And this time an effort from St. Joseph's to explore that right flank, but that wouldn't get them any joy because it was taken care of by a throw. Another botched up clearance has allowed the St. Joseph attacking unit to go forward. Leonard Cyril looking for a few opportunities, finds the far left, sends in a scarring cross, but eventually the cross that comes in goes miles away. And just to give you a heads up, there was a player sliding in at the far right from St. Joseph's. It was a funny move because the ball was not going to reach them. So this is cheeky as well. The goalkeeper would most likely be coming out of his line to clear the danger. No, he doesn't. It's going to be a throw-in in favor of St. Joseph's Autonomous University. Still 13 minutes to go in the game. I believe there's still a lot of drama that's remaining in the contest, with both the teams still desperate to find that winning goal, still desperate to find that leading goal. And now the ball's fallen back there. And the referee says that it's a handball while it bounced off the defender. The ball actually went and hit the this attacker's hand. So that would be a free kick in favor of St. Joseph, and sends a long ball. The player was up front. This was a golden opportunity. All he needed to do was probably place it, but it wasn't easy because it was on the move. It was an aerial ball, so you have to be clinically precise to get the ball into the back of the net. So it's never easy to go and get this ball. Suddenly we see Christ University on the move again, and after a long time, they have a throw from a dangerous situation. Can they make something out of it? They are probably going to take a long throw, turn it into a set piece. 78 minutes on the clock, and the score still locked at an impasse. Sends a long throw and well taken care of by St. Joseph, so no damage done. However, the ball's fallen back for Christ University again in a desperate attempt to send in a cross. The ball slammed straight into the defender standing out there. It was number 3, Leonard Cyril, once again calling the shots for St. Joseph's at the moment, ever since Kiran Raj has been stretchered off. This is what you need. Multiple leaders in your side. You will need these leaders to lead the ranks when one of them is not out. It was Kiran Raj who was leading the rear guard for St. Joseph's, but once he was stretchered off, ever since then it has been Leonard Cyril calling the shots. And he's done a pretty decent job at the moment. Quickly assessing their options up front, sends the ball scarring downfield. There was a player waiting, and it will be a throw-in in favor of St. Joseph's. Christ University not willing to take any further risk. They're clearing the ball. They had conceded the lead to a moment of madness, to a moment of desperation. But the game still remains deadlocked. The game still remains that lead that both the teams would be expecting. A throw-in favor of Christ now. Quickly plays it down. Headed it down now. St. Joseph still trying to figure out a way forward. They are hopeful of that goal before the end of regulation time. St. Joseph's on the surge, on the move, sends a scarring cross. There is an attacker at the far right, but he eventually won't reach it. There was too much in the ball, and that ended up as a corner. So it's going to be a goal kick. Christ University quickly takes it. They want that goal too. They want to take that lead early in the game. However, it's some box-to-box action as Manish would eventually lay claim to it for St. Joseph's. Manish sends a long ball in this time, and it's a throw in favor of St. Joseph's. However, the throw wasn't a very great one, and the defensive clearances have arrived. There's a push from the back, but the referee says that push wasn't hard enough. It was just in the course of action. Another brilliant piece of defensive work from Christ University. Christ University still hell-bent on keeping things under check there. Nice little juggle, turns around, goes for that long range, goes for glory from range. But eventually, that won't be a great contest. Sends another brilliant ball there. Now St. Joseph can find an opportunity. Goes for that cross once again. The goal. Oh my word. Two players of the same team clattering onto each other. You just need to know, just to give some context, that, like if you're fouling your own teammate, it's still a foul as per the rules of FIFA. Look at this. So this kind of shows the intensity. This kind of shows the urgency that both the teams have actually injected in the contest. Look at Christ pressing a bit higher now, getting that courage, probably hoping to find that all-important finish, all-important lead before the regulation time comes to an end. Another long ball being sent forward by St. Joseph's, and now an attempt to send the ball far right. Was a bit too watery, was a bit too emaciated, not really having the sting that it should have. A long throw taken away, the ball's fallen back for Christ. Long header clears any kind of possible danger. Okay, there was a tussle and probably it was a handball too, a collision of heads. This isn't a very pleasant spectacle. Any player clutching onto his head after a collision is never a great spectacle. FIFA has concussion rules in place. They will have to be carried out before the game continues. And the tournament has very stringently followed the rules. This is indeed a sight to witness because we know that it's the head of a player that kind of dictates everything. I don't think it was kind of a head collision, but most likely while he was trying to figure out the ball, like how or whom to pass it to. I guess the collision went straight at his chest, but eventually in the fall he must have landed on his head, so that can happen. Here's the captain, the current captain of St. Joseph's, Leonard Cyril. He has the armband on after Kiran Raj went out, so it's good to see that the player's back on his feet. It's very important that all these players remain safe, all these players relish such an enriching experience. It has been such a wonderful encounter between both sides. So most likely, right now, Christ University is going to be a free kick. They are taking some time, stealing away a few crucial seconds, probably willing to push it forward now to the tiebreaker. Plays that long free kick there. Once again, St. Joseph University, nice little run there, evading his way past a couple of markers. A quick search, can they find that through ball? The goalkeeper's off his line, and he eventually puts an end to the effort. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant run from St. Joseph's University. They were just looking for that cross. All it needed was that moment of turn, but the goalkeeper was very alert. It's going to be a corner. St. Joseph's sends in a cross. The defender was alert once again. So that means, again, a couple of jumble. That's a brilliant effort. Another great save from the goalkeeper. What an effort this would be. The danger still not clear. St. Joseph still has the ball in their control. And it's the attacking unit. A quick turn. Evading a couple of feet there. Hoping for that scarring cross. Sends it. Goes for a header. But this time the ball will be going out for a goal kick. An intense bout of domination there from St. Joseph's Autonomous University. Almost had the goalkeeper tested not once but twice. Look at this. Look at this cross. It was a free header once again, outleaping his markers, a new substitute to come in for Kiran Raj. And now Christ University on the move. Can they keep the ball under control? They have played it forward. It's an attacking move. It's an offensive move from the attacker on the far left. Eventually continues with the ball. The ball still in play. It's good to see the attacker still aware of his proceedings. Sends in the cross. Goalkeeper comes out of his line and makes a very crucial save. Palms it away. We have the game has suddenly sprang back to life. It's box to box action. It's box to box intense action. Once again, St. Joseph goes for the shot. And that would miss the mark by Whiskers. This is some intense football. It's time to catch a break. Both the sides are hell-bent on finding the back of the net. In the split of a second, we see Christ University looking for that charge. Almost had everything in control. Almost had that goal going in their favor. And the very next moment, all we know is St. Joseph's Autonomous University paying them back in the same coin that they were hoping to pay them back in. Well done, both sides. Brilliantly done. Well, the ball bobbled up a bit. He was a bit careful. It could have been a handball. It was bobbling on a very awkward angle. So it's going to be a throw in favor of St. Joseph's there. Another throw in. The game still locked at an impasse. Absolutely brilliant contest here. We are enjoying it. We are enjoying it thoroughly. Another long ball being sent forward. Quickly plays it down. St. Joseph's on the move again. Christ University plays it downtown. Now they are hell-bent on clearing their lines. They do not want any kind of further invasions. The goalkeeper quickly laying claim to the ball, keeping in mind that he stays in the borders, in the limits. There was a push from behind. The referee blowing a whistle. It should be a free kick in favor of Christ University, stealing away crucial seconds. Once again, the player writhing in agony, twisting in agony, the doctor being summoned again. We have seen a few injuries happening. Well, it's not just one player, but two players are writhing on the ground. So the doctor is now attending not one, but two players. Another player who was there at the far end has got back up. We will try and show you the kind of intensity that both the sides were displaying at the moment. It was like in the span of just 1 minute, both the sides came so close to scoring. It was such a brilliant move. This was the injury. I guess it was not the collision, but it was the landing that resulted in the injury. Well, these are very awkward landings that can happen. So now the long ball being sent forward and the goalkeeper has things under check now. Quickly plays a pass downtown. And another throw in favor of Christ University. Christ University are also asking a few questions as the regulation time is slowly wheeling away to its end. And now St. Joseph once again has the ball in their control, but that resultant ball forward that was being sent, that wasn't a great one. Christ University once again trying to press. Suddenly it has been a burst-up clearance attempt for a shot, but a very important block there would end up. Was it a block or was it? Okay, so it was a miscued effort altogether. It's not easy actually to, even if you would have connected it properly, in most of the occasions the ball tend to go up because the ball's already on the move, the ball's in the air. In order for you to connect it, you have to be very precise about the point of connection. If the point of connection is not all right, you will never find the ball going in a flat manner that you would want it to go. It would eventually take that higher route. That's exactly what's happened. And this time, he didn't even connect properly. So, any which ways, the ball is going to go out. Quick kick taken away. And a header will go straight into the arms of Patong Ham Nembang, who's so far done a decent job except the spot kick. Well, even in the spot kick, as I say, it's very difficult for a goalkeeper. Extremely difficult for a goalkeeper to go forward and stop it. And now St. Joseph's on the move. They had another good opportunity, but that would result in a corner there. It's a corner in favor of St. Joseph's. Plays it quickly, but then loses footing. And the defender also didn't quite make good use of it. So another opportunity there for Christ University. The final 2 minutes have been added here. Last 2 minutes to find that all important goal that can probably break free the deadlock and send any one of these two teams. Suddenly, St. Joseph was on the move again. And now Christ University trying to explore a way up. However, it won't be. So both the teams now are in the final minute. Final 45 seconds coming up of so far one. Oh, this was a false header. Very cheeky though. I think it was unintentional eventually because there wasn't any force on him. There wasn't any player who was just trying to dart at him. So he probably could have taken his time. Now St. Joseph's. Probably this is going to be the last throw of dice. Brilliantly taken care of, brilliantly intercepted by Christ University. Another throw in favor of St. Joseph's. Final 15 seconds of the contest. And here we come. Sends a long ball this time. Quickly, however, cut short. And now plays another ball on the far right. Christ University on the move. Sends a cross. The goalkeeper this time collects it. And that will probably mean the end of an incredible 92 minutes of football. What a game had it been. It was a fine finish from Ivan Kuriakose in the 10th minute that got the lead for Christ University. But it was a spot kick from Adrian Peter that equalized the proceedings. So we will soon let you know what follows next to find out the eventual winner of the first semi-final. An intense bout, a ferocious bout, a frenzied bout of some intense footballing action was right ahead of us. Just stay tuned. It'll probably be a very short break, or rather even a very short brief of time where the players just get a bit of a nourishment. The players just get a bit of a refreshment before we head forward to the tiebreaker. So it's now going to be all on the wheel of fortune. The referee about to do the all important toss where they would decide who's going to take the first shot and who's going to make the first save. The toss was taken. So it's won by Christ University and they won the post, so they get to decide who's going to save or who's going to shoot. So now the toss was being made. So the side toss was won by, oh, so both the tosses have been won by Christ University. So it's now a display of heroics from the goalkeeper. But then, as we all know, tiebreaker is a hustle of the wheel of fortune. You wouldn't know when anything unfolds. You wouldn't know. Now, anything that happens from there, it's nothing but luck. It's anything that happens from the unless you're pulling off something extremely horrendous. Anything that happens from here is nothing but just a turn of fate that you are not really prepared for. An intense game of football from both the sides. They're absolutely spot on with their execution. It was Pachong Hang Nemmang, absolutely brilliant with his execution on the game. And he's just being instructed right now to go at the other end. Wherein Manish, the goalkeeper for St. Joseph's University, he was also brilliant. Every single thing that came out his way, he was absolutely prepared for the same. 90 minutes of intense football, and now we'll have a tiebreaker to settle the fate of the semi-final. The first kick for Christ University is going to come from Jake William Torres. And off we go for the penalty. First penalty saved by Manish. Heartbreak straight away for Christ University. Tensions, and right now, Deccan FC football ground will be on tenterhooks. Whenever it's a penalty, you never know. This youngster had a fabulous game, but slams his spot kick right into the diving Manish. So it's now back for Nembang, Pachongham Nembang, to pull off his magic. He has the ball in his hand. Well, there are few, I wouldn't say superstitions, but there are a few things that even the goalkeepers try to disturb their opposition. It's going to be Adrian Peter, the man who converted the spot kick, the man who won that all-important equalizer, to take the penalty for St. Joseph's College. Adrian Peter steps up, saved by Pachong Hamnebang, so it's all square again. That would breathe a sigh of reprieve for this youngster, Jake William. When he slammed it, this was an excellent save. Both the goalkeeper pulling off a couple of brilliant saves to start the proceeding with. Adrian Peter banged the ball into the back of the net during the match. However, right now, it's all square as both the teams have missed their opening penalties. We have the next player up, and it's going to be Aryan Shukla for Christ University to take the spot kick. What a contest. Both the teams absolutely equal to each other, not willing to give away a single inch without battle. Manish all set, the referee all set, and so is Aryan Shukla. Can he convert it? Takes the run brilliantly, flicks it down the right side, sending the goalkeeper in an opposite direction. So it's 1-0 advantage Christ. St. Joseph's College will have to figure out a way to equalize now. As cool as it gets, as cool as a cucumber, if we may say. Pasang Nemang still waiting with the ball in his hand. Hands it over. This is probably his small ritual there. Well, hands it, drops it on the spot. The referee says, quickly drop it on the spot and get back to your line. The goalkeeper has done a phenomenal job. It's going to be number 6, Prashant, coming over for St. Joseph's University. And another save, almost the ball was saved. He would be breathing a massive sigh of reprieve. The goalkeeper went in the perfect direction, even managed to save it, but the ball did land in the back of the net. Well done, Prashant. It had enough power. Third penalty is about to be taken. And it's number 7, Azan Matthew George for Christ University to take that spot kick. Takes Ronaldo SQ run up. We all know how Ronaldo has inspired millions of footballers to take up the sport. Azan sends it the goalkeeper other way and very calmly slots it into the bottom left corner of the net, making it 2-1 in favor of Christ University. Patang Hang Nembang is back to his spot now. He almost saved the second. Look at this penalty once again. Very calmly taken. No chance for the goalkeeper whatsoever. And now it's number 13 for St. Joseph's University. The man who came out as a substitute to take that spot kick. Can Patang put in another hand to the ball and get his team the all-important lead? No, what a brilliantly taken penalty. This time, the so far resolute Patang went in a completely different direction. The score's tied at 2-2 now. Look at this. A very well taken penalty, confuses the goalkeeper, veers him off in a completely different path and sends the ball in the back of the net. It's 2-2 now. St. Joseph's College 2, Christ University 2, and the final 2 penalties are coming up. It's going to be M. Manikandan, who came on as a substitute to take this 4th penalty. All eyes will be on him. He'll need nerves of steel for this. And he's missed it. He's dragged it wide. Well, they're still holding on to the celebrations there because they know that this game has so far been such a topsy-turvy encounter. Look at this penalty, M. Manikandan. He took a very short run up and eventually slams it wide. The goalkeeper went totally in a different direction. He wanted to make things quick, and out of nowhere, there's catastrophe. Another substitute that came on for St. Joseph's College, number 10, will be taking the 4th penalty. A chance for them to go ahead in the tiebreaker. Can they take it, or can Patang Ham Nembang pull off another stop to once again amp up the spices? He was rooted to his spot as the number 10 converted the free kick with clinical precision, making it advantage St. Joseph College. And Christ University will now have to convert their penalty. They do not have any other choices anymore. Look at this. There was nothing. There was no movement altogether. These are a kind of penalty where the goalkeeper can't do anything. You have to simply just stand and stay rooted to the spot. So it's a substitute, number 11 for Christ University, who will have to score. Can he convert? Can he get that equalizer? Or does St. Joseph College sell hammer and tongs to the grand finale? This is a very important penalty. Takes it, very calmly slots it home, keeps his composure, well taken penalty. And right now, it's all down to Patang Ham Nembang to keep Christ University alive in the contest. Look at this. Once again, this time the goalkeeper, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that happened in the last penalty. The goalkeeper did move initially, but eventually when the shot came knocking in, he was rooted to his spot. Final penalty. And it's going to be Leonard Cyril, who was given the captain's armband when Kiran Raj went out. Can Cyril take his St. Joseph's College to the final? A very, very important penalty. A horse leap, a poke by SQ run up, takes it and sends his college to the final. It's St. Joseph's College, or rather St. Joseph's College University, who has eventually made it to the final, trumping over the likes of a resolute Christ University. Look at this, that horse leap. We've seen Paul Pogba doing it previously, but he kept his composure. The goalkeeper went the right direction, but there wasn't anything that he could do. The ball had ample power behind it. And that marks the end of a phenomenal encounter. The players quickly shaking hands. They know that this was a fine, fine contest. Eventually, the wheel of fortune rolls towards the St. Joseph's College. So that's the end of the first semi-final here. It was Christ University who took the lead to Evan Koryakose. And then it was Adrian Peter who gave them the all important equalizer from the spot. And after a phenomenal topsy turvy tiebreaker, it was St. Joseph's College who managed to go forward in the finals by 4 goals to 3. That's all from the first game, ladies and gentlemen. We will be logging off from here and we would soon be bringing you the following encounter. Please stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Another handful of intense encounters are coming up. Thank you everyone for joining in. This is a wonderful, wonderful day so far of football. Stay tuned for further contests coming up. This was Christ University being trumped by St. Joseph College in the tiebreaker.